A major manhunt is underway in the United States after a deadly mass shooting at Brown University, one of the country's most prestigious Ivy League institutions, as federal and state authorities race to identify and capture a suspect who remains at large days after the attack. In this video, we bring you the latest on the FBI's newly released suspect images and description, the expanding investigation, the growing anxiety across the campus, and what authorities are now saying about school safety, victim identities, and the search for answers. Authorities say police are now pursuing a new lead based on photos and videos of an individual captured around 2 p.m. on Saturday, just hours before the deadly shooting unfolded at Brown University. The FBI has released a description of the person of interest, saying the individual is approximately 5 feet 8 inches tall, with a stocky build, and has announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
With the investigation, I'll tell you that right now the investigation continues to progress extremely fast. We're in the process of collecting evidence and seizing items that we need to seize, search locations that we need to search. I want to commend the facility or what you're being told by or what information you're getting from somebody, but I can't comment on the fact that
person of interest.
So the person detained is actually a person in his 20s.
The images show the person dressed in dark clothing and wearing a mask, with investigators noting a distinctive gait and a consistent walking rhythm that they believe could be recognizable to someone who knows the individual personally. This new development comes after an earlier person of interest detained in connection with the shooting was released and cleared, a decision confirmed by Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Neronia. The release has sparked confusion and concern within the Brown University community, already grappling with shock and fear following the attack. The shooting left 2 students dead and 9 others injured, forcing the university to cancel classes and exams as the campus remains under heightened security. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee has ordered a sweeping review of school safety measures statewide, saying that as a parent himself, he understands the fear families are feeling. The governor has directed education officials to work with both K-12 schools and higher education institutions to conduct a full review of safety and security plans, while committing every available state resource to assist Providence and Brown University. As the manhunt continues, Brown University and the wider Rhode Island community remain on edge, waiting for answers and hoping for justice in a tragedy that has shaken an entire campus.
We will be releasing the person of interest who had been detained earlier today, and the Attorney General can speak a little bit about the rationale for that, but we want to inform the community that that individual will shortly be released from Providence Police. We know that this is likely to cause fresh anxiety for our community, and we want to reiterate what we said earlier, which remains true, which is ever since the initial call, now a day and a half ago, we have not received any credible or specific threats to the Providence community. And so the status of safety in our community remains unchanged. And we believe that you remain safe in our community, though we will continue to have an enhanced police presence throughout the city and on the Brown campus. Our investigation into this horrific act remains ongoing. It has been ongoing. And I know there's been some frustration from members of the community and others about the language that we've been using about the person of interest and such, and that speaks to directly the fact that this investigation was and continues ongoing, and we will continue to endeavor to not confirm any information that is not yet confirmable.
This is what these investigations look like. I've been around long enough to know that sometimes you head in one direction and then you have to regroup and go in another, and that's exactly what has happened over the last 24 hours or so. Certainly there was some degree of evidence that pointed to this individual, but that evidence needed to be corroborated and confirmed. And over the last 24 hours, leading into just very, very recently, that evidence now points in a different direction. So what that means is that this person of interest needs to be and should be released. I think what is really unfortunate that this person's name was leaked to the public. It's hard to put that back in the bottle, okay? So we're going to proceed very carefully here. There is too much at stake for the victims of this horrific crime and their families to take chances with respect to this investigation.
And I want to make sure that we all understand that this was a very complex investigation, and it still is. So in the sense, we followed on a lead, and we followed on the specific lead, but we were able to examine every single evidence that led us to this individual. And at that point, that's how investigations work. Investigations will tell us whether something is valid or not, whether something needs to be ruled out. It's not a mistake. It's just how investigations work. I'm very proud of the detective work that they do. Detectives that work throughout the night, as the general stated, we're here last night, making sure that we lift every rock, that we investigate everything we needed to investigate, because we're not in the business of putting people in jail that don't deserve to be. And so at this point, we'll continue to follow on every lead that comes our way. Our federal partners are on board. We'll be meeting again tomorrow with them and continue to do the work that we need to do to bring this person who's responsible to justice.
Thanks. Thanks, Oscar. Well done. Aaron, thank you. Good to see you.
Is he released past tense or you're releasing him shortly?
Past tense, yeah.